everybody and welcome back to Home Savvy Tech. It's been 4 weeks with the Fuji X-S10 and while I haven't been able to click as many pictures and videos that I would have liked to, I still got a chance to explore the camera's features, functionalities and settings. In my previous video, I spoke about my very initial expressions and gave you an idea of how the camera looks and feels. In this video, I'll specifically talk about what I really liked about the X-S10 in the 4 weeks of using it and also give you my opinion about who I think this camera is for. So let's begin without further ado. Now the very first thing that appealed to me about the X-S10 is actually the ergonomics of the camera. Let me show you the placement of the buttons at the back. You can see the autofocus selector buttons, the buttons for review and delete, as well as a very thoughtful placement of the joystick. Now all of the buttons and dials are neatly spaced out thanks to the prominent grip that the S10 features. And to me, this made using the camera a really easy affair. Now speaking of the joystick itself, I can't help but mention the Fuji menu system. Coming from using a Sony for 5 years, I find the Fuji menu not only very easy to navigate through, but very logically laid out as well. In fact, in less than 2 weeks, I've been able to familiarize with the entire menu system and the structure with very minimal effort. Now, another important design aspect that I wanted to talk about, which was also a big motivation for me to choose or consider choosing a Fuji camera, is the classic retro dials that their cameras typically implement. In fact, this is one of the reasons why the XE4, which ticked all of my boxes, was on the top of my consideration. However, with the X-S10, Fuji takes a slightly different approach in that they've done away with the individual controls for exposure and introduced the PSAM dials that are very popular in the other camera systems. While this was a bit of a disappointment for me, I have been able to configure the command dial to be able to control the exposure settings that I otherwise wanted to. Now another important design aspect of the X-S10 is the LCD screen. As most of you already know, the X-S10 has an SLR style design which makes implementing a tilting screen a bit of a tricky thing to do, especially when it's fully articulating. And therefore, in the X-S10, you actually get a fully articulating flippy screen. Now, while this does allow for taking photographs from various angles, as far as creating content is concerned, I would have personally preferred a tilting screen rather than a flippy screen. Because in simple terms, in a tilting screen, you actually speak into the frame of the camera. But with a flippy screen, you actually speak towards the side of this camera. You'll actually tend to look to the sides of the camera, with which you will lose eye contact with the audience. And therefore, as a matter of personal choice, I would have always preferred a tilting screen rather than an articulating screen. So another reason why I chose the X-S10 over the XE4, and while this might sound a bit peculiar, is the choice of kit lenses. Now, since I primarily create content, the 1855 will actually allow me to try various focal lengths before being able to decide what primes to invest in. Now, those were my impressions using the X-S10 over the last 4 weeks. Coming to my question as to who I think this camera is for, the answer to that is twofold. One, if you're somebody who's passionate about photography and want to take your photographs beyond what smartphones can provide, By taking better control of the exposure settings, the XS10 is a great place to start from. Now if you look at the profile of the camera, this is only as big as the XE4 sans the prominent grip that you find, which makes handling the camera that much easier. Now the second and more obvious category of users for whom the XS10 is a brilliant choice are content creators. You could be somebody who is just foraying into the professional world, or maybe wanting to create casual content for YouTube or clips from your family's special occasions. For all of these users, the XS10 is a great choice because not only does it implement the best in breed technical specs within the Fuji world, it also provides a fully articulating screen as well as an in-body image stabilization system. So in summary, the XS10 is a brilliant intermediate hybrid camera. In fact, if I might dare say, I don't think there is any equivalent of the XS10 in a similar price point across brands at this point in time out there in the camera world. The only viable competitor I can imagine to the XS10 is the Sony a6600. But since the XS10 is newer than the Sony a6600, it is definitely a preferred choice and my recommendation as well. So before I wind up, I want to talk about an accessory that I picked up for my XS10. After extensive searching on the internet, I finally found a vegan leather half cover on Amazon. This fits the XS10 really well, and I was able to get it within 2 weeks of ordering it. I've also ordered a Hyperion strap, but that is taking way longer than I expected. I'll hopefully be able to show it in the next video. So I've left links in the description below to both the cameras and the accessories that I bought. And in my upcoming video, I'll actually be talking about IBIS and demonstrating how in-body image stabilization works, especially for video. Let me know if you have any questions and comments, and I'll be happy to take them and respond to them. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you very soon.